Did you know that using a fan in the heat can actually make your body temperature rise faster? The threshold for shutting off the fan was thought to be 32 degrees Celsius. The Center for Disease Control in the US found that if you exceed that temperature, then fans can actually make you dehydrate faster and put an additional strain on your heart. But a team of Canadian and Australian researchers found that it needs to be much hotter than that, more than 38 degrees for fans to cause more harm than good. And that is if the conditions are right, like when it's hot and sticky.
We tested fan use, so an electric fan, and wetting the skin with water.
A team of researchers at the Montreal Heart Institute and University of Sydney started studying the effects of fans in 2019. Their goal was to find practical and economical strategies to cool down. Researchers tested two scenarios.
One that was hot and humid, and one that was very hot and dry.
They put 58 people in heat of 38 degrees Celsius with high humidity and monitored the results. Half of them had heart disease and their average age was 70.
In the hot and humid environment, fan use actually reduced the body's physiological responses, so it reduced the work of the heart. It also reduced internal body temperature a little bit.
But they did sweat more, so drinking water was key. In the hot and dry environment, they turned up the temperature to 45 degrees and lowered the humidity significantly. The study found that in those conditions, fans were not helpful.
The participants heated up faster, their heart was working harder, and they were sweating much more.
Researchers found that wetting the skin with water worked best to cool down. Dr. Gagnon's findings are in line with a similar study by the University of Ottawa, published in December.
While these studies suggest that fans are potentially safe up to higher temperatures, whether or not they actually provide sufficient cooling to protect someone, I think personally is still an open question.
While Montreal Public Health does not provide specific guidelines on the use of fans during extreme heat conditions, a spokesperson told CBC News in an email that they are going to take a careful look at this new study, but they won't be changing their recommendations. Public Health advises people to spend a couple of hours inside an air-conditioned spot, and of course, to stay hydrated.